So tomorrow is September 18th, which means when I get this posted, actually tomorrow, it will be my birthday. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, because depression is already depressing. Like, you're depressed all year long, but now it's like my birthday is like, of all days, one of the most depressing days of the year. Most of my birthdays are spent in the one apartment that's actually making me feel worse than better, as I mentioned in one of my other vlogs. And I'm going to be 32 years old, and it just feels weird. Like, my goal throughout almost my entire 20s was based on suicide, and in fact, today, let's see, I might as well read to you. Okay, so this is the journal that I write in. I don't consider vlogs a replacement for journal writing, because I love to write. So vlogging is great, but I still vlog. And I want to read to you one of the last things I said today. Let's see. I won't read the whole thing because it's kind of long, but basically it was about my indecision. I've been depressed for so long, I can't remember if I was always indecisive or not, but depression makes you have trouble making decisions about every little thing, and that's where I'm at with my life. I don't know where to go, what to do, how to do it. And I was like that with my birthday too. Like, should I do something or should I not? Should I do something, should I not? And I'm still on that, sort of. But let me tell you how I'm feeling today, or how I felt today. I'm stuck in a box and I can never get out. I can't have fun, I can't be myself, I can't be happy. I'm a lousy adult. I'm a useless piece of shit who has no knowledge on how to build an adult life. I'm simply a miserable human being that needs to be killed for being a waste to humanity. I deserve to be shot in the head for my failures. If only I had a gun, all it would take is one bullet to end my life, and my problems would be solved. Yep, that's what I wrote today. And I feel very hurt, and I don't know what to do anymore. Because 32, for most people, means success. It means family. By now, most people have families and have children. Of course, I never wanted kids. Well, the point I want to get straight for it is, I guess for a 32-year-old, I'm nowhere near where I'm supposed to be in life. The only thing I can say is that despite how suicidal I feel, especially after what I just said that I wrote in my journal for today, all I can do is fight off my suicidal thoughts, which hunted me greatly. Like last night, I couldn't sleep because I kept thinking, I need to be shot with a gun, I need a gun, I need to kill myself. That was what was on my fucking mind just a couple of days before my 32nd birthday. I shouldn't have to be like this. And it's making me mad because in terms of decisions, like the whole theme up until what I just said was about my feeling disabled to make a decision. Is that okay, I'm 32 years old, and I don't know what to do. I don't, basically, I have no life experience because of my years and years and years of depression and going to hospitals and I committed a lot of time just wanting to die, and even today I feel like it. But the only difference between now and 10 years ago is that 10 years ago, when I said I was going to commit suicide, or I said that I was going to at the very least hurt myself in some form, like I used to choke myself with a belt usually. Occasionally I use a towel, but towels don't do much, belts are better. Um, or sometimes I would have a knife, or like those metal pins, not like an actual pin, but like those small pins. I used to stab myself with them. I used to hurt myself with them, and when I had the feeling to do that, I would just do it. But now I'm fighting them off now. When I have suicidal thoughts, I fight them off. Now, the only thing I will agree with from what I told you, from what I read in my journal, is that I'm a useless piece of shit. Because I still have depression, and I'm worried about the social anxiety part, because although I've been going out slightly more, it's still not working. I don't know what to do. Like, even if I get, um, someday I'm depressed free, I doubt it, but let's say I'm a lot less depressed, at least, like maybe 10 or 20% depressed, and I'm more manageable to do things on my own. Let's say I reach that point. Well, okay, I don't have just one mental problem, I have two. I'm scared to be around people. I mean, just today I went to the store, and I don't like being around people. It makes me nervous. If they come my direction, I always walk the long way to get to where I need to go. And I was walking on the street, and I noticed, as always, people look at me, and I always look the other way. I'm like, and the first thing that I told myself when that guy looked at me from his car, probably to mock me, because I'm very easily to be mocked and insulted, is that maybe I shouldn't go outside tomorrow. Maybe I should shelter myself. So, nothing's resolved. I'm a 32-year-old with still there's nothing resolved, nothing helped. The only improvements I can say is that I'm a gay man, and I have to accept it. I was born to be different, sexuality aside. I'm still a different person. I am not some stereotype you can find off the street. I'm just born to be a different person. And I have to accept that about myself. And I even accept myself for being a loner. Because naturally, how I grew up, I'm just naturally going to be that way. I feel no need to be around a crowd, no matter how good or bad my social anxiety is. I would like to have a friend or two, but of course, I'm a disgusting piece of shit to humanity. So who would the fuck want to be friends with me for? Um, I just, I don't know. I feel like I'm wasting my time. Like, recovery is a waste of time. I already have an understanding that it's going to take me a long time to not feel as depressed. To have that managed, and my social anxiety. But still, I feel like I'm just not doing enough. I have no life experiences, and there's still the matter of my living arrangement, which is stressing me out. And, not just me living there in bad conditions in a very, very disruptive neighborhood. It's just that I attempted suicide in an apartment, and I can't be there anymore. So I'm 50% sure, to kind of update you on what I said like a couple of vlogs ago, that I'm now 50% sure that I'm not going to sign another lease. because it represents my old self. Someone who wants to remain sheltered, someone who actually did try to kill himself there, even filmed it. Yeah, my very last suicidal attempt, I did film it. I filmed myself overdosing on these pills. I ended up putting on YouTube right before I started throwing up. And that was only done because I was already online. So it wasn't like, okay, overdose, turn on your computer, turn on the internet. I was already on the internet planning on this. And, but don't worry about it. The videos, it's not there anymore. Once I got out of hospital from that incident, I deleted it. It's not online anymore. But I even to this day sit in the very same spot where I attempted my life. Let me just tell you that it convinces me to kill myself. Like I'm sitting in the very spot where I tried to end my life before, and me sitting and sleeping there is actually making me get those feelings back. So the only thing I'm going to concentrate on, because nothing really is resolved, is that I need to get the hell out of there. Now, this could go either two ways. See, I want to live in a warmer climate. I've been in Arizona before, only for a few days, but in that short time, I felt much happier. Like, I felt even more motivated to get out, because I don't have to worry about 4 or 5 days of storms and it getting constantly cold all the fucking time. You know, it's warm out. I can motivate myself as long as I have some water with me. I'll be fine. I think Phoenix, with no bad history, nothing, a new beginning, I think I'd be better off there. So, but if I find an apartment here, I might stay here. I still don't know anything. And I feel like I'm getting nowhere in life. The only thing I can tell you as an upcoming 32-year-old as of tomorrow, meaning when I post this up, it will be the 18th of September, is that I don't want to kill myself anymore. I see it more as a necessity. Like, I don't want to do it, but I feel like I have to, because if I live, I'm going to be nothing but a failure. I'm going to be nothing but considered to be a disgusting piece of shit to all of humanity. Like, seriously, I think anyone that takes a look at me, I blame myself for other people's hatred. Like, when people call me a fag, scream in my face, when people do shit like that, which is quite common in Minnesota. They do this a lot, quite frequently. I still don't know where this Minnesota nice comes from, because I don't get it. But when people do that shit to me, I blame myself for it. I say my face is too ugly. I'm an abomination. I used to believe that. I don't really anymore, although those thoughts are starting to come back to me again. I used to believe that the reason why people hate me is because I'm a biblical abomination that needs to be put to death, which I did try to do many times. I want to move on. I guess that's one positive thing. I do want to move on, but I can't be there yet. I can't just turn my depression off. What's worse is my social anxiety. I'm still dealing with this shit, and what's worse is it's preventing me from exploring anything. I can't tell you how hard it was for me to come out here and do it, or do this vlog, because the old me would like to remain sheltered, and meaning my birthday should be spent like that, although chances are tomorrow I won't. In terms of what I wanted to do on my birthday, I was going on and off, because like I said, I have trouble with decisions, and like I was like, 1 minute I'll go to Sky Zone, which is an indoor trampoline park I never been to, and then another part of me saying, no, don't go, I'm gonna humiliate myself. So unfortunately, at least my social anxiety part of myself is telling me, don't go to Sky Zone, at least not on your birthday. That might actually, even before I go on the trampoline, that might be too much for me, because a lot of people go there. So I think, I don't know. I want to do something a little bit more than depression walks. Because I don't know. I'm stressing myself out because I don't know if depression walks is helping me or not. Well, maybe it is because I'm doing more outdoor vlogs now. Like, I like doing this outdoors as long as I'm in a very low populated area. Um, the trail I'm on, though, is very short. Like, there's a trail right there. Like, you can't see it, but it's like right there, and another one right there. But the trail's like hardly noticeable, so I'm hoping no one will walk in on me, and I embarrass myself again, as always, because I'm an embarrassment to humanity and a useless piece of shit. But so in terms of what I want to do on my birthday, I'm going to just tone it down. I might just go to the Mall of America, go do at least one game of bowling, not two. Two might be overdoing it, but I'll probably just do one game of bowling and call it a day. Because every birthday, up until, with the exception of my 30th birthday, all of my birthdays, especially mostly in my 20s, was spent sheltering myself. And unfortunately, even if I was still to do that, I can't do it in the apartment I'm living in because it's not a healthy environment. If anything, I need to leave that place as soon as I can because it really is affecting my health in a very negative way. Like, it's telling me I deserve this because of my bad decisions. Of course, only to find out years later, maybe a year or two ago, I was actually starting to do depression because I was gradually starting to want to understand what I was going through. Because, unfortunately, I did not even know. I can say I was depressed for at least 10 years. But I can confirm that it happened. The earliest I can confirm of my depression is at least 18. Because I remember when I was in college, there would be days where I would be sad for no reason at all. I remember this college was the only time that I started to be at least somewhat sociable. And then after that, I reverted back to this. I think if I'm disconnected from any type of support, that's why I let myself get worse. If I don't have any support, like right now, I don't have support, so I do get worse. But I think that's the only reason why I wasn't suicidal depressed in college. Well, the 1 year I was there was because I had friends, people actually, and I was so excited. I guess I got kind of up to it. But even with that, there would be days where I would cry, or I just felt sad. Even when I would go to I went to it was like a dance or something. But it wasn't at the school, it was somewhere else, and I just remember feeling very insecure, and I hated myself. I do remember a friend of mine tried to get me to take a picture with them, but I felt so bad, I told them, no, go without me. She tried to, a few times, to convince me to go in a group. I'm like, no, I'm better off forgotten, and I actually walked out of the room, and so they took a picture without me. I did that because I don't deserve to be remembered. I don't deserve nothing. Because, like I said, I'm just a useless piece of shit. But I think I'm starting to drift off the topic here. My point is, I think the earliest I can tell you is 18. But I think I was depressed even as early as 15, because I do remember not fitting in. I was being bullied. So I think I can confirm I was at least depressed for at least 17 years. And that affected my life in a most negative way. I'm at a point now that there's no life I can have that's not negative. So anything positive I want, I can't have it because it's positive. I'm convinced. And that's why I'm saying tomorrow is going to be my 32nd birthday. I shouldn't even be here. I should be killed. That was my fantasy. That was my dream. Although, at this point, I have a new dream, and it's actually pretty positive. I won't say it here. I'll do it in another vlog, but I did get another dream that I want. And I will, and it's a lot. It's like a complete detour to my suicidal lifestyle that I used to have. So tomorrow I'll be 32. The only accomplishment I did was say I don't want to kill myself anymore. That's not an accomplishment, at least not for me. I would never judge other people. If that's their accomplishment, then great. But I feel like that's not an accomplishment for me. I'm supposed to be dead. What could I possibly do alive? Especially over the fact that because I sheltered myself for so long, that not only did my social anxiety get worse, but I don't know what to do. Like, it's gonna take me a long time to get readjusted back to the real world. Like, as a person and as an adult, I simply don't know what to do, how to do it. I don't know. And I felt like this would be, if I had someone to help me with recovery, this would be not as severe. Like, it'll probably still be bad, but at least I would have someone to help me, to at least give me some ideas and pointers. I'm doing this by myself. No help. No family, no friends, because nobody. So, that's my 32nd birthday for you. I don't want to kill myself. Now what? Despite the fact, yeah, I do feel like I still deserve to be killed. I do have that. I mean, obviously I told you, because I read straight from my journal what I was feeling today. The only thing I can say is I don't have the energy to even kill myself because my fatigue is beating me up senseless. Like, I'm too tired. It took a lot of effort just to come out here. So, but in terms of what I'm going to do on my birthday, I'm going to at least try to go to the Mall of America. If I was to look on the positive side of this, the Mall of America is considered to be the largest mall in America. It will be a huge social anxiety challenge and to do something fun on my own, that's going to be hard because I'm going to feel embarrassed. Everyone likes, especially in Minnesota, especially here, people like to cling onto groups. Like, you can find, like, it's natural, people want friends, they hang out with a group of friends. That's natural anywhere you go. But here, it's literally a social clique. If you don't belong there, they will never invite you in. Period. I've tried a few times at least. Even with a single person, I've tried, and I can never be friends with them because they won't allow it. Or they'll say they want to be friends, and then I'll never hear from them again. And trust me, I've been through this very recently. Again, which was very uncalled for, but... So, for me, what I'm trying to say is that, going to the mall by myself to do something fun without the dependence of other people, that's going to be hard. And people are going to look at me. They're going to look at me strange. And I haven't been bowling. I love bowling. I used to love bowling as a child. And depression started and I lost interest in life itself. But if I was to say, at least name one positive goal that you want to do while you're 32, I don't want to shelter myself like this anymore. Not like I used to. I want to use... I can't do it in one day, but I want to say that I want to make it a goal to get out more, to not shelter myself. I want to get my independent feeling back because I been dependent on everything for so long that even my sense of independence is just gone. I don't know what to do anymore. I need to learn how to think for myself first. I need to learn how to value my own opinions instead of sacrificing it so I can be accepted by other people, which is quite common for me. But I think the main one is I can't shelter myself. I now realize after all this time, yes, believe it or not, it took me 32 years, or, well, technically 31, because, fuck, I think someone's coming. Let me wrap this up. The point is, I don't want to shelter myself like this anymore. It's time for me to value my own opinions, no matter if it's the opposite of what somebody else says. And I definitely need to learn how to go out to places by myself and not be dependent on other people on how to have fun. Although ultimately, yes, I would like to have a friend eventually, but we'll see.